Pretty interesting update on the Carmelo Anthony case today that literally no mainstream media is covering. There's basically a few local reporters in Texas that are doing the hard work and bringing out all this information. So I do want to shout out the work of Sarah Fields, who is really the only person that I can find that is bothering to report on this case anymore. There are now reports that Carmelo Anthony has fled the state of Texas and that the judge has approved it so that he might get a more favorable trial. And there are all sorts of other very interesting updates in terms of the case. The hundreds of thousands of emails that were sent in and among Frisco ISD from employees being blocked from any kind of Freedom of Information Acts. On top of that, it appears that his indictment is imminent. It could be today, could be later this week, but it won't be longer than the end of the month. So we only have so many days left. It's already the 18th. Only so many business days left. So let's take a look at both what Sarah Fields has found and also this new article in the Daily Mail based on the footage that was released. By the way, shout out to everyone who has pre-ordered their Summer Legendary Pack from my coffee company, Coffee Brand Coffee, which features for the first and possibly only time Kona coffee, which is extremely difficult to get. It's very expensive. If you've had it, you know why. If you haven't, you've got to try it at least once in your life. This is the only way it's going to be available is in this pack, plus a brand new flavor, Tiger's Blood, which is watermelon, coconut, strawberry coffee. And you might think, wow, I don't know if I'm going to like that. Trust me, it's my all-time favorite. Plus the blackberry cream, plus a new version, an updated blackberry cream flavor, plus a signed numbered thank you card, plus the construction coin, Coffee Brand Coffee /summer, link in the description down below. This is via Sarah Fields. Several updates regarding the Carmelo Anthony case. Frisco ISD emails and the Anthony family may be moving out of state. Several weeks ago, I requested emails between staff members that included names such as Carmelo Anthony, Drew Anthony, and the Metcalfs. Yesterday, I received a letter from Frisco ISD, written and sent to the Office of the Attorney General from Frisco ISD. This comes as I've already narrowed down my request 3 times, which brought the response from Frisco ISD down from nearly 100,000 emails. There was 100,000 emails about Carmelo Anthony in the system to just 5,200, and the costs were reduced to just $300. According to Frisco ISD, on June 16th, which was on Monday, the district received correspondence, a compelling interest letter, from the Collin County District Attorney's Office, stating that Collin County District Attorney's Office has compelling interest in the non-disclosure of any records in the district's possession related to requests like mine or any requests conducted or connected to the incident at the school. This letter states that releasing these records would interfere with the investigation and anticipated litigation relating to the pending case. This means from here on out, any request for records regarding this incident, the loss of life of Austin Metcalf, will now be denied. So they have now moved to deny the public its lawful right on any disclosure in this case. Now, will we get these emails 5 years after the case has been tried and Carmelo got off with a wrist slap on the wrist? Maybe, maybe never. There are so many questions around this case that it's difficult for me to really believe that we're ever going to get, what the information that the public needs. Now, is there information that's inside these emails between teachers and principals and other people in Frisco ISD about Carmelo? Sure. There could be information about a past of fighting, which some people have alleged, including an eyewitness. It could have information about some sort of beef or an altercation that had happened previously between Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, which could go to premeditation. It could have absolutely nothing of value at all. Could be a bunch of overweight leftoid teachers sending hashtag free Carmelo back and forth. It could have nothing in it. But the fact that they have said, not only are we not going to release, this massive trove you asked for, but we're not even going to release this hyper-specific one, I think that speaks to a very real possibility that we will never see what was in these emails. This also means that an indictment is coming very soon. Now, he's been charged, but the indictment is different. So obviously he should be charged with the taking of a life in the first degree, which carries a sentence of 25 years to life. He won't get life because he's under 18 or something like that, but it's a much bigger sentence. What most people like myself think he's going to get charged with is going to be a much lesser charge, maybe manslaughter or something like that. He's going to get a much lesser charge, in my opinion, because every step along the way, he's gotten the least punishing, the least aggressive part of it. Remember, the black female judge reduced his bond for no reason because they had plenty of money to bond him out. In fact, they didn't even pay for his bond, according to reports. Remember when his high school let him graduate, even though, according to the high school's own rules and charter, he should have been expelled. Again, he's sitting at home playing NCAA 2K while Austin Metcalf is in the ground, and his father, has to mourn him. I think that every step along the way, this kid has gotten a break. So why would I expect it to be any different now? On top of that, furthermore, many have asked about the possibility that the Anthony family has moved from Texas to Louisiana. When Drew Anthony, Karmelo's father, posted about his family's move on Facebook, I immediately screenshotted his post from my records and asked the opinion of a good attorney friend. They stated that it is a bold decision to allow them to move out of state during a trial, but it is possible. Either Drew Anthony is lying about moving, or they received a judge's approval, which would be yet another break for this kid and his family. Either Drew Anthony is lying, or they received a judge's approval. However, according to the public docket, there is no approval for any relocation. I've sent an inquiry to Collin County asking for any minute orders or approvals for relocation or travel for the Anthony family. As soon as I have a response, I will release it. And as soon as she releases it, I will cover it on this channel. So make sure you subscribe or follow down below, of course. It's very strange that a man who consistently messages and harasses me on a daily basis accuses me of trying to get his family taken out when, with my reporting, would post about his family's move on a public platform. People who are afraid for their lives do not do this. So here's a letter from Frisco ISD. I'm requesting the emails, their denial. Now, here's Drew Anthony's post. A picture of Louisiana and saying, wish y'all nothing but the best. Nothing like the boot. Facts. Welcome back, nephew. So this is maybe they moved there. Maybe they're on vacation. It would obviously be wildly inappropriate to approve an out-of-state vacation while your murderous son is on house arrest, but it would be part and parcel. It would be well within every other break that this family's been given. You come into the reunion, you should come. Inbox me. People are saying come back. They can set all the threats they want. They bet not touch them. We will go out to Frisco and they will need the National Guard out there next. So they are issuing threats. You moved, bro? That's so Eric. Why should this be public? Just asking for myself. You must know not how many people are after them. So you're going to send the same concerns to the others who just commented. I mean, these are all comments. Back home. Welcome back to the boot, cousin. Glad y'all got out of there. And then Drew Anthony responded, facts. So this is very, very odd. Very, very odd. Why would they be given permission to relocate? More comments under the post. Wish y'all nothing but the best. We saw that. The reunion, we saw that. Welcome back to the boot. We saw that. Hi, interesting. Did Frisco ISD provide the CCDAO compelling interest letter? Can we see it? Are you appealing this common interest by government attorneys coordinated by suppression of public information? Curious how often these compelling interest letters impact PRRs. They did not. I'm asking for it. You know, someone on house arrest doesn't leave the state, especially with no judicial order. My understanding is that GJ will convene by the grand jury, will convene by the end of June, which when he is indicted, he'll be locked up. Hopefully the judge assigned to the case will order a more appropriate bond when he is. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. And then we have this article here, you know, the Mail Online. I watched the footage of the race crime that split America. What I saw shocked me and how it could flip the case. Now, we all know basically what they saw on this camera, on this footage, was basically grainy and kind of an ultra zoomed out version of it. Now, they say initially Frisco police said the altercation between the teens that led to the encounter. However, the footage reviewed by the Daily Mail at the Frisco Independent School District headquarters shows no obvious physical confrontation between the two prior to the incident. Daily Mail did not detect anything that indicated chaos was about to ensue. Strict guidelines were enforced for viewing. Reporters were only permitted to take handwritten notes and were barred from capturing or republishing stills or clips. So the Daily Mail has said they watched the footage and that there was absolutely no confrontation before the incident. That could blow this case wide open. That could mean it was premeditated. That could mean that they're just spinning this. It's difficult to know, but what I do know is that you need to make sure you follow or subscribe to this channel, because as new information comes out, as the grand jury convenes, I will be reporting to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to pre-order your summer legendary pack from coffeebrandcoffee.com/summer. It's my coffee company. This is going to help us expand our facility. We're not some fly-by-night dropship operation, and we need your support. And in exchange for it, we're giving you our 3 best coffees ever made. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.